Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading, Scorps. So I set myself up in my sunroom here because the power's been out forever. The power's been out for quite a, well, not forever. It's been a long time. It's been out for about almost 5 hours. No, maybe 4. I guess 4. It's been 4, just over 4 hours. Anyway, so I decided I'm going to get myself set up here because the basement is dark. There's no power down there. And no word of a lie. As soon as the cards are shuffled, I'm ready to go beep, because everything comes on. I'm going to stay here. You know, I made the effort. We're going to do your reading here, but we have power now, so that's lovely. We're going to see who you are. We're going to see who you really are, Scorpio, how others perceive you, what they get wrong about you, and how this affects you in relationships. We're starting with a good tarot, then we're getting into the Starseed Oracle deck and the Chinese fortune cookie deck. Yes. Yes, sir. All right. Scorps, my scorpichinos, my naughties with a dash of nice. Oh, who are you? You are the 10 of fire. What do you burn? Almost like there's things here that you're burning up out of your life. There's things that you're disposing of. The 10 of wands, there could be some sort of responsibility that you have here that feels like you almost have to juggle it as the karma. Wow. It's almost like there's some type of karma. These responsibilities, each one of these sheets I'm getting represents an element of karma here. The karma is burning up, but it's weird. It's almost like the only thing you have to do to some degree with this karmic energy, these different little karmic energies that are burning up, is kind of just maintain the flow, and obviously try not to get singed in the process. That's very fascinating. That does, in whatever way this reading is coming through here, it's showing that there's some type of responsibility that you have, but the responsibility at this point is just, it's just maintaining a flow. So I feel like time in itself is burning away different cards. There's a lot here, right? Well, there's 10. There's 10 different sheets. And if you look at them, each one is burned to a different degree. Like this one is only just starting to catch fire. This one's almost gone. These two here also are almost, oh yeah, some of these are like almost completely gone. But there's a couple here that need a little bit more time. Isn't that interesting? I mean, some of these could be, oh, actually, this one here, there's a lot to burn there. Oh, that one's almost gone. Sorry, I'm really caught up in that imagery. Okay, that's who you are. How do others perceive you? The 9 of fire. Well, isn't that interesting? No, you're further ahead here. I mean, often I see that in the readings. I often see people are further ahead than how others perceive them. Especially, right, because things that shift and change in us, those are usually occurring, well, I don't want to say just within us, because even if you got some type of news or something changed or you got a promotion, you're going to know about it probably before your family, right? So they are going to perceive you a step behind from where you are. Now, I kind of want to say that you're in the process of being at the most difficult point of something as well. People could see you persevering through some type of karmic energy with this 9 of fire, or they could see you as trying to figure out your way through it. But honestly, you're kind of past that stage. You're at the final stage of some type of difficult karmas. I feel like they're karmas. She's also managing this quite well, right? Like she's got one arm out. She's kind of relaxed with it. It's just burning. See this other arm? She's just chill. Chill with it. Okay, what people get wrong about you? The world. They get it all wrong. They get it all fucking wrong. They get it all wrong. There could be some type of ending that's gone on here for you. Maybe they don't really understand the context or why something has ended for you as well. That could be also they're not aware of the finer details about some type of ending in your life or why something came to a natural end for you. Because with the world, something is concluded and that door doesn't open again. Like that's that's finished. But there's also like another reality. This is an interesting card because it's another reality. This almost feels like this looks like Earth proper as we recognize it. And this kind of feels like a different reality that at one point you were on. Maybe there's different levels of awakening and conscious awareness that you're experiencing in here. Because this is what we're aware of. And it's almost like there's something else here that's starting to form. Like another reality, which is interesting, right? Because who you are, the 10 of Wands. This is burning karma. Past karmas are burning away. And it's kind of like those past karmas have to burn away before you step out into some type of new reality. So that could be what's going on too, because people perceive you as this 9 of Wands. And this is somebody who feels like they feel like they're not really getting ahead. Like it feels like there's so much that's overwhelming for them. 10 of Wands can feel overwhelming, but that card does not look overwhelming. Something is happening naturally here. How does this affect you in relationships? The Page of Water. Very interesting. This almost feels like approach with caution. It feels like approach with caution. Like this page looks like someone, you know, kind of looking out towards you. I want to say too, this is also giving me the feeling here of someone who's starting to develop like sort of like a sense of hope. You're seeing a different perspective here. You're gaining a different perspective as she's coming out of this sort of water world, and it's almost like she's starting to perceive what's ahead for her. The King of Air is on the bottom. Your mind is set. Feels like your mind is set about something. Who you are. Your life as a canvas. Artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. Well, isn't that interesting? Creative accountability with that 10 of Fire, because that's exactly what that feels like in a way. Like the things that we create in our life, it's you know, they create karmic energies around us. It's inevitable. It's impossible not to have karmic energies around us. There's give and take consequences for everything that we choose to do. Some of them feel good. Some of them don't feel so good. Some of them take longer to burn away. Others may follow us all the way through. But there's 10 distinct karmic energies. And you've manifested each one of these for yourself. Now, this is taking accountability for them. It's owning them, and that's also allowing karma to flow naturally through and out. You want to come in now? Of course, now that I'm here, Lily thinks I'm a revolving door. All right, she lays in the sun until she turns into a hot dog, and then she comes in. You coming in? All right, yeah, you're hot. There you go. I really need to put WD-40 on those hinges. Sounds like a haunted house. Okay. How people perceive you. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. No new solutions and beginnings. Oh my God, the 9 of Fire is such a, you're surviving this, right? It's somebody who's feeling like they're not winning the battles, but they're still gonna win the war somehow. That's how people perceive you, as maybe even just surviving. I don't know what, this might even be something that's quite difficult that someone here is going through, Scorpio. People see you as just surviving, but you're like, and I'm not just surviving. I am thriving in my creative accountability. Sure. Inner Earth. Maybe too, maybe people are perceiving you. Look at this too. Like she looks like she's in a cave, doesn't she? And she's trying to find her way out. Both of these really mimic that whole, yeah, landscape here. Kind of people do see you in a bit of a different world from where they are, but it seems to be like one of struggle to them. People may even perceive you as looking for a solution here towards some type of new beginning, trying to find your blessings, trying to find the blessing in things that have been difficult for you. What others get wrong about you is the world, the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict softening to love. That's very interesting. There's something going on here, some type of strong alchemy that's taking place. All these karmics, all these, maybe they are karmics, maybe they are like people. I hate calling people that. It sounds so, I don't know, insulting. But karmic energy is associated with certain people here. Maybe there's been anger. Maybe you're processing anger. It's as if natural time is freeing you from maybe even heavier or lower frequencies. You're at the end stage of something that has possibly been very difficult for you. And part of that end stage is what's really going on internally here. And it's not so much like an internal battle that some people might be perceiving that, you know, you might be having or dealing with. It's more that you come to peace with who you are and the choices that you've made and the path that you find yourself on. And how this affects you in relationships. Wow, water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. I feel like it could even be, there could be some relationships here that are maybe on a bit of a pause for you, or you're just not as emotionally invested in them as you may have been in the past. You're looking after you. You need to look after you. I'm kind of wondering, there's also, because it says creative accountability, there could be situations that you find yourself in, and maybe, you know, the situation may not feel fair to you, or it may feel like you've ended up on the short end of the stick in some type of situation with another person or other people. But it's kind of like karma saying, well, okay, you built this with them or these people or the situation that you accepted. And what has to naturally happen is, actually even the world, I want to say the world, because the world is when something naturally and finally concludes. Even if, like, let's say there's something here that's karmic between you and a person, another person. And maybe this person did things that weren't very kind or moral, like who knows what that could have been. That person will have their own karma to deal with. But this is like you are being responsible for where and what you have access to be responsible in your life, is how that is showing up to me. And I do feel like that there's some stage, you're going through a stage of healing here. It's not something that I feel like is probably seen very easily on the outside. It's something that is very internal. Maybe some of you are even going to like spas. There's so much water here. The water perhaps also that you are utilizing in relationships is being redirected to yourself. You could be filling your own bucket here also. Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. That's interesting. That was in the past. Oh, did you hear that? I heard that. Where's Larry? Larry? I'm wondering too, maybe there's somebody in the past here where you needed to, maybe you were helping someone out. Maybe you were being loyal to someone here. You were protecting someone. And you might even be like, I made that choice. I'm going to continue making that choice here. There could be, like, it could be your own kids. It could be siblings as well. There could be someone even in your past who was perhaps protecting you, and maybe something has changed and shifted in that, or being like, you know, I want to say like with a brother energy, like an older brother or somebody who was sort of like there for you. This person could have naturally passed, or something might have shifted in the relationship. It really looks like that you are taking on some type of responsibility here, but it's burning away. There's karma in this and it's burning away. All right, fortune cookie. Well, your reading is really, that's interesting. Lately, Scorpio, I don't want to say you're an open book, but there were times where you guys were really hard to read. I feel like you trust me. gained like some trust with y'all. You're like, yeah, we'll let Cindy peek inside, see what's going on. What are you doing, Larry? Larry's had allergies. Funny. Okay, who you are, assert yourself. Go for what you want. The time is right for soulmate connections. Birth of a child is also likely. So that's who you are. Maybe there's something in some way here that you've asserted yourself and you're taking on responsibility for that. That's who you are. You're responsible for something. Really getting that. But it's something that you did. I mean, it's coming out twice now. Asserting yourself is an action that you take, and creative accountability is something that you made. Well, good for you. Some of you might be in the process of, you might be developing, I don't think so. I mean, you could be. You could be developing some new soulmate connections here, but it's looking a little bit more to me like there are soulmate connections here that you are managing. People perceive you, signs. Your future positive direction will reveal itself. Any doubts and confusions will soon disappear. See, this is interesting. You'll survive this new solutions and beginnings with the 9 of Fire is how you're perceived. People perceive you as maybe, where's the new beginning? Where do things get better? I don't want to say that perception isn't wrong, because even with the 10 of Fire, like who you may also be thinking about that. I think you're focused a little more though on your now. Like this energy is giving me a very present, someone who's very present, but others are perceiving you as someone who's kind of looking into the future, or you're focused on the future. What they get wrong about you, perseverance. You may feel like you are getting nowhere, but there are wonderful changes ahead. Don't give up. Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. Is there something that you've kind of given up? I don't know. I don't want to say that you've given up, like you've rolled over and you're not, no, I can't do that anymore. I can't, I don't know. There's something here that I feel like legitimately blocks your way in some capacity that you brought into your life. I don't know, maybe they could even be children. Like maybe you have kids with someone. Because, right? Birth of a child, creative accountability, and having, oh, like it just feels like all of these responsibilities here. That's who you are. Like you're coming up as someone who is like, this is what I have in my life. This is what I've created, and I'm holding myself responsible for that. But it's not perseverance. I want to say it's perseverance to me is someone who, yeah, like I can't change my situation. It doesn't get, well, maybe you feel like that. Maybe you feel like you can't change your situation, and maybe you can. Or the 10 of Wands. I mean, to some, is there a difference between perseverance and acceptance? And maybe for some of you, it's kind of like, yeah, it could be that line. It's one or the other, right? Because people, the perseverance, I feel like you are persevering when you hold up the 10 of Wands. If you were looking for some type of solution to where you find yourself, it doesn't look like it's appearing. But to other people, it's kind of like you're still looking for it. Where I feel like you're more at the stage of, this is my life. This is where I am right now. I'm here because I've made this, that, and the other choice and decision in my life. And I'm doing the best that I can with what I have, or where I find myself, is what you seem to be. Now, again, maybe some of you are persevering through it. Yeah, you may feel like maybe you do feel like you're not really getting anywhere. But where is where? Like that's also an interesting question. So the whole idea of more Western civilization is that we always need to be accomplishing this. We always need to be doing that. And where do we need to be going? Because sometimes the best journey is just where you are with yourself, right? Yeah, don't give up. How this affects you in relationships. Page of Wands, or page of Wands. It's interesting. It's the Page of Water, but I said it. So maybe it's some type of communication that you have with people. Declutter. Declutter your life. Let go of correspondence, objects and people you no longer want. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. Well, that is very interesting. So somebody has maybe said something here, or said, you know, I don't know. Declutter. Have you decluttered, or has somebody tried to declutter? Letting go of correspondence, objects and people you no longer want. But it feels like that if that's happening, it feels soft with the Page of Wands and water your garden. Maybe that's exactly, why do I keep saying the Page of Wands? It's the Page of Water. Well, interesting, because correspondence is on the card. So yeah, maybe some type of correspondence here that's come to an end. Affects you. It just feels like in terms of relationships, you're kind of dealing with things softly here. There isn't a big emotional commitment, and maybe that's part of the stuff that you're decluttering. Things that you feel like, you know what, I really don't want to commit more of this, of myself emotionally in this. Or I really don't feel like this person is strongly committed towards me in this situation. Yeah, assert yourself. And maybe that's part of the decluttering, because that's who you are, asserting yourself, and you're decluttering. You are, okay. That's interesting too, right? Because burning all of these, they could be like different correspondence. And what is this like decluttering? Letting go of correspondence. Getting rid of correspondence from people. Maybe, or maybe you're deleting shit. You could be deleting things. You're taking on responsibilities here. It's kind of like too, it's like if you want the change, if you want to see a change in life, you're recognizing that, you know what, that change also needs to be part of me. I need to be someone who's making the change here. Intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. In the past, it's interesting with the King of Swords. It's a very logical approach. Well, that is what I have for you, Scorpio. I'm gonna go do the extended. In the extended, I'm gonna ask about who they are, who the they is, who the they is. And do I want to do that? Actually, no. No, I don't. I don't want to do that. I just sort of like, yeah, my programming kicked in. I'm going to do the alternate extended. I'm going to ask who's watching or observing you, and why, and what are their intentions towards you. Ask. So I'm going to do that in the extended. There are 2 options below in the description for the extended if you would like to follow me there. Thank you so much, Scorpiochinos. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.